Hey, it's Frankie here, and I want to give you a big formal welcome and thank you for joining this Loom workshop. By the way, we've had quite a few successful stories since you've actually seen the recordings there. A couple of people have closed 20, 30 deals, gone phoneless. And a couple of people, by the way, if you're not ready to go completely phoneless, I understand this may be a little bit different if you've never done this before, meaning like if you've struggled to sell high ticket marketing services, and then all of a sudden I'm telling you, you can actually do it without a phone call at all. It might be a little counterintuitive, especially if those sales calls have felt hard. So some people like to do it as a soft transition. And the soft transition is before you go completely phoneless, just experiment with before your sales calls are booked. Experiment with just sending your Loom video before the sales call and watch as your sales calls get dramatically shorter and they convert better. So this whole process, by the way, is a little bit paint by numbers, but I want to give you a little bit of an overview of what it is that we're actually doing. So this is probably a little bit beyond the scope, but I didn't want to leave this because we had a lot of questions about like, how do you get people to buy your stuff? And for the most part, one of our secret sauces, and this is kind of like one of the ideas we talk about in our mastermind, is what I call the shoe stores. And it's essentially just going where the known buyers are. In other words, the people in your industry who spend all the money on the kinds of services you buy. So that is going to be step one. We got some questions about there. It's kind of a little bit outside of the Loom videos themselves, but you'll make your life a lot easier if you focus on getting in front of the buyers. Secondly, before we even actually build a Loom video, we're going to create what is called a hand raiser, which is a 1 to 3 sentence summary of your offer. And this will save you the energy of having to build a video and funnels and slides and automation and all those things, because if you put out a 1 to 3 sentence summary of your offer and nobody raises their hand and says, tell me more about that, then you don't actually have to build it, and it means you're going to have to tweak your offer. So we get into that on some of the later Q&A videos. The opposite of that is true, by the way. If a lot of people will raise their hand, it's not a 100% guarantee that they'll buy it, but it's usually a very, very good sign. So one of the secret sauces as well is we're going to help you dial in your offer and your messaging. You'll see that when you do this, it allows you to skip the whole phone call. And a hand raiser, like I said, is just a 1 to 3 sentence summary. We've done these as YouTube videos, like literally I'll just go, hey, 1 to 3 sentence offer summary, and I'll make a little video recording, put it on YouTube. We've run them as ads. We run them as direct mail. We've done them as Facebook organic posts. We've done them as paid Facebook ads. We've done them as outreach messages. We've done a whole lot of places. So regardless of where you're going to use this strategy, we find the hand raiser is the best place to start your conversations. So in other words, you're going to summarize basically what the offer is at the end of the Loom video. And we say, who's interested in getting blank? And as you'll see, the offer itself is not your SEO or your Facebook ads or your Google ads or your web design or any of those things. It's a little bit deeper than that, in the sense of like, if your service was like a restaurant, then what you provide is meals for people. But an offer is like, hey, if you come in tonight, we can get $16.99 all you can eat barbecue ribs with a corn biscuit and a dessert and a baked potato, and there's a live band playing, right? So that's what we want to get your stuff down. So who's interested in getting a all you can eat ribs with a side of corn biscuit and baked potato and seeing a live band for $16.99? And when people go, me, then we're going to create the video. Now, all the slides and templates, like I said, are already done for you. This is paint by numbers. Having said that, because I don't want to limit you guys, where you go with this in conversation, you can actually go a few different ways. You can actually, if you want to, I'll show you the framework. So you can actually just close people right in text if you want to. Obviously, this whole workshop is geared towards creating your own Loom video. Or if you want to, you can actually drive people to content that pre-sells them even before they get the video. These sound like 3 different things, but we're actually using one in the same strategy in all of it. And this just comes out of the 80-20 of doing a whole bunch of sales calls. So you'll have a template. This does not look like much, but I promise you it converts. And that's the most important thing, is it'll actually lead to sales. So that is basically an outline of the process. It is paint by numbers. We're going to go where the buyers go. We're going to float a little hand raiser, irresistible offer, and they're going to say, me. And then for the most part, most of you guys are going to build a little 5-minute video and send it to people. And what you'll find is magically people come out the other side of that with I'm in, and let's do it. And this is a pretty life-changing thing. So I'm excited to go on that journey for you, and here for you guys if you have questions or just want somebody to look at your video and offer some sort of feedback and critique and all of that. So that's all I got for you guys. Looking forward to seeing you in the rest of the trainings, and talk soon.